Susan with Susan Monroe Art, and for today's Fun Friday video, I'm going to be discussing making some Caucasian skin tones. There are going to be 4 ways of doing it sort of that makes sense. You would think of doing it that way, and then 1 way that is a surprise and you would not think of making a peachy skin tone that way. So you're going to have to watch to see what the surprise is. And then I'm going to show you how I use that other method in a painting. And it's this painting. If you've seen the movie The Princess Bride, you might be familiar with this. So I painted this, and I'm going to show you my process for doing that. So for today's video, you're getting sort of a twofer. 1 will be the discussion of how to make some Caucasian flesh tones. The other will be how I painted my Princess Bride piece. In this video, I mentioned some very specific paint colors. Don't feel like you have to go out and buy the paint colors that I use. Try and use what you have. But if you want to go buy them, that's fine. I'm going to put the paint colors down in the description below. I also want to let you all know that the painting of the Princess Bride is available as a print in my Etsy shop, and I'll put a link to that down below as well. And this video is going to be divided into sections just to make it easy for people. Say you're just interested in learning about the flesh tones, then you can go straight to that spot. Say you just want to see the process painting of how I did the Princess Bride, you can just pop on over to that spot, and that's all going to be in the description also. So before I started, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I know there are a lot of art channels out there, and you could watch any of them, and it really means a lot to me that you chose mine. And I hope you will please, please, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And also, if you like it, click the subscribe button, and if you click the little bell icon, you'll be notified whenever I put out a video. So thanks again for watching. Now let's get going on making some flesh tones. So let's talk about flesh tones. And let me be clear, in this video, I am talking about Caucasian flesh tones, and particularly the lighter Caucasian flesh tones, the peachy, orangey, light colors. I know there are many other flesh tones, and we can discuss those in another video. And I'm also not going to discuss sort of the shadows in the flesh tones. I'm talking about just a base flesh tone in this. And there are quite a few ways you can do that. Let's see some of the basic colors that I would use to make a flesh tone. I might use New Gamboge with an alizarin crimson. And get a nice basic flesh tone here. Peachy Caucasian tone. We know from color theory, of course, that pretty much any yellow and red is going to make an orangey tone. So when I think of flesh tones, those are the colors I usually think of for making them. Let's try another New Gamboge. And why not Opera Rose? Pretty Opera Rose. I know this is a fugitive color. Not everybody likes to use it. I like it, and I use it. Mix those together. And you can come up with more of a pinky flesh tone. I always need to add more Opera Rose to this, otherwise it ends up a little too orange. There we go. You see the difference in the shade between these two. Try another one, maybe Indian Yellow. And how about Quinacridone Red here? So Quinacridone Red is more of a pinky red. Indian Yellow, similar to New Gamboge. All right, if we mix those together, we have another flesh tone. Well, this is the first flesh tone I learned to make, was this yellow ochre. And this is Scarlet Lake. could also use a cadmium red for this. So yellow, ochre, and scarlet lake make a different flesh tone. There we go. There are just 4 common ways to make a flesh tone. Any mixture of a yellow and a red pretty much can be used to make a nice base flesh tone. And how about I write the names of each color at the top so we can see that. But now that we've discussed some really traditional ways to make a flesh tone, we're going to get into just a little color theory. Be not afraid. Oh my gosh, my hands are shaking. I've had so much coffee this morning. Good grief. Anyway, this is a color wheel. And on the color wheel, we have 3 primary colors. They are red, blue, and yellow. You can't mix any of these colors to make red, blue, or yellow. They're each their own unique slice of the pie. They are the originators of everything, red, blue, and yellow, the primary colors. Then you have secondary colors, the colors that are made by mixing red and blue, red and yellow, and blue and yellow. Those would be an orange, a purple, and a green. So these flesh tones are made by colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. Look, we've got to the yellow, to the red on this side. These are called analogous colors. They're next to each other. They work together beautifully. They're harmonious. They're calming. They play well together. So those are analogous colors. Colors that are across from each other on the color wheel are called complementary colors. They really bring out the best in each other. They not necessarily clash, but they make each other pop the most. So those would be a red and the green. Would be blue and orange. It will be yellow and purple. When I think of those 2 colors together, they can either be super contrasty, or you can mix them together. They're contrasty if they're separate, very contrasting. If you mix them together, you'll generally get a gray, a brown, a nice neutral color. So one of the neutrals I make a lot of the time when I'm painting trees and landscapes is mixing the red and the green to tone the green down and make some shadows. All right, so that is one way you can often make shadows, is mixing 2 complementary colors. But what I learned recently, and shockingly, is that you can actually use the complementary colors of orange. This is a Pyrrole Orange by Daniel Smith, and turquoise, which is sort of a greeny blue, I guess, but more blue than green. This is a Holbein turquoise. Let me put them over here. You can use those 2 colors to also make a flesh tone. Shocker. So I set out to experiment with this a little bit. Let's see how this works. If I mix the 2 of these together, I would normally think they would just make a gray. And if I mix them in truly equal amounts, they will typically make a gray neutral color. Okay. Here we get sort of a gray-brown. You can shift the tone of that color depending on if you add more blue or more orange. It's a very neutral color. But watch what else you can do. You can mix them together to make a really nice flesh color as well. And that means you put in a lot more orange and a lot less blue. And look what you get. A nice darker Caucasian flesh tone. I can mix a little more orange in it here. Can lighten that up a little bit. So I've had a lot of fun just playing with this and seeing how I can use this to make some other flesh tones, something a little different, things that are more interesting. I've just had a great time messing with it, and I wanted to encourage you to try this. Just to play around with some of these colors to make different flesh tones. You could make a sheet like this just to give you some flesh tone ideas, or you can do like I did. I decided to paint a picture using the turquoise and the blue to make flesh tones. And occasionally in this, I did add in some quinacridone red to make a little pink in that flesh tone. And that worked out well too. So this flesh tone here was made with a combination of all three. I find little sheets like this are really helpful to keep around so I don't forget the color combinations that I liked, the things I played with, the things I made. And I always do little circles with lines connecting the colors. That's the way I like to do it. Some people do it with squares and grids. I just think this is pretty, so I like to do it that way. So let me show you what I painted. I painted all the flesh tones in this with that turquoise and orange combination. The Princess Bride, I don't know if you like The Princess Bride, it's one of my favorite movies. And this is one in a series of paintings I've been doing of my favorite movie and TV shows. Jaws, Star Wars, this is going to be Lord of the Rings. So I thought I would just share with you my process for painting this. You'll see my painting of Indigo's face is a little out of focus in part of it, but I think you can still see it. Unfortunately, my camera did not record painting Vizik's face, and it did record though for this face. But you can see in this face, I use more of just the pure turquoise and orange. It gives it a more bronze color. In this face, I added a little more of the pyrrole red, and in this one, I added even a little more of the pyrrole red, just playing around and seeing what I could do with them. So I wanted to show you how I worked with these flesh tones, and now as a little addition, I'm going to show you my process for painting this painting of the Princess Bride. So mixing these colors was inconceivable. You have to have seen the movie. Anyway, let's get going on watching my painting of the Princess Bride.